efforts?
Definitely. So, the Federal Data Center Consolidation Initiative, we're supporting that, where we're actually helping optimize and, consolidate a lot of these data centers, but also having a more flatter tier where it helps, from agility and growth perspective. So when they are consolidating these data centers, they're not giving up more. They're actually gaining efficiency and agility. Definitely. In fact, what Juniper does is we actually help the government reduce costs as well as lay out new platforms, which overall cost less money. So we're supporting with initiatives where we're able to consolidate and do more with less. I mean, we're being asked to do more with less, and that's where our agencies are coming to us. So we're helping find ways as well as developing products and tools that allows them to do that.
Right.
The other thing is with the whole consolidation effort, I was part of a committee in supporting NSTAC, where we discuss cloud computing,
Right.
and how are we going to help the government, migrate into the cloud, because there's also concerns surrounding not just budget, but the cost of overall TCO.
Right.
So it's not just a one-time
Right.
fix.
Right.
Well, we see cloud as a network platform where we can, provide application and services more efficiently. So we're not looking to become the cloud provider, but what we're doing is we're helping enable those managed service providers adapt quickly to the cloud, as well as be able to take on the additional workload as needed to build environments to help support the agility of the cloud.
Right.
So when postal service around the holidays need more resources, instead of having to go out there and procure equipment and have it sit idle 9-10 months out of the year, they're able to leverage vendors like us and go out there and say, hey, we need more resources and we need it to be more agile and flexible. Can we go ahead and add something just for the time being? Right? So,
yeah, very good.
Definitely. So everything to the in the data center to the path to the cloud has changed, except for network and security. And what's happening is there's always this uncertainty of how's my performance going to be? What are the implications of security when I now move into the virtualization realm, right, into the cloud? Is my data going to be intermingled with somebody else's data? And do I have control over it? So it's plus the whole aspect of I don't know where it sits, and it's more the awareness. It's also just a few years ago I was at a conference and I was speaking, and somebody told me that we're never going to move to the cloud because if I can't touch it, feel it, or see it, I don't want to I don't want to be responsible for it.
Right.
2 years later, that same person was touting themselves that we migrated thousands of mailboxes into the cloud in less than 3 months.
Right.
So it's more the awareness, it's more of the uncertainty, and how do you overcome it?
Sure.
In fact, to echo Anil, that's exactly what we have is, so security is a big concern, especially when you consolidate and take multiple physical servers and virtualize them so you have a single box with different virtual machines on it. Traditional security measures such as intrusion detection, prevention products kind of are blind because they're not in a data path anymore. And now you have a vulnerability at a hypervisor layer. So how do you protect that? That's where Juniper actually has a layered approach where we can actually protect from the physical components, so from the perimeter out to the server to the virtual machine, which also protects the hypervisors as well, and is aware from the physical to the virtual. So if it's a threat that occurs in the virtual realm can be also mitigated and isolated to just that virtual realm and take action just like isolation.
Right.
As well as from a physical perspective. If it's coming from the outside, we can prevent it right there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So virtualization's cost benefit nearly becomes a de facto for migrating into the cloud. I mean, what we see is a lot of these services and agencies moving more resources into the cloud, but the old way of the old network topology just quite doesn't handle it. Having multiple tree structure, the performance implications that it has. So we see much more of a flatter, broader, wider network where it's one tier where it doesn't matter where storage servers are connected to. You basically have deterministic latency end to end, so performance is guaranteed. And so that's one of the things that we see. Going down Recently, I heard a terminology called virtualization hyperconvergence. It's merging of all the layers of computing environment into a single virtualization stack.
Wow.
So, everything, basically, it doesn't matter what you have, you'll be able to leverage everything in a virtualized environment.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.